It's all right, Si. False alarm. Taking one of my turns back up here in high country. I've got Saya with me, checking cattle. Here's one of our salt lick stations. These blocks give the cows salt and mineral. It's been a nice wet year up here in the mountains, but that can cause hoof rot in the cattle. That's a condition where they get an infection in their hoof. These iodine salt blocks help a lot with that. Just look at all this beautiful mountain grass. Gets sub-irrigated from water off the mountains. It's pretty much heaven on earth up here for cattle. One problem we get though is due to the altitude. It's 10,000 feet up here, and that can cause a condition in cattle called brisket. It's basically congestive heart failure. So in addition to hoof rot, that's another thing that me and Si are looking for is brisket. You'll notice fluid will build up on the brisket of the cattle when they get this condition, mostly in the calves. Their heart and lungs just isn't keeping up, and that's due to the altitude, not enough oxygen. If they get this condition, the sickness progresses quickly. The best thing to do is just get them loaded up in a trailer and get them out of here, get them back down in lower altitude. They also probably get a secondary infection, a lung infection like a pneumonia, and an antibiotic will treat that. Back at camp, show you how we doctor sick calves, sick cattle up here. This is an air-powered dart gun. We'll pull up a dose of usually antibiotics or other medication in this syringe. Then you push it slowly into the dart, fill up the dart completely. Use this Neosporin just to cover the dart tip so it doesn't leak out. Dart goes in here. Cocks it, you're ready to go. Got a safety here. And then you simply pump it up like your old Crossman BB gun, like your old pellet gun. 1 pump per cc of the dart. 5 cc dart, 5 pumps. 7 cc dart, 7 pumps. Aim and fire. You usually hit a calf or a cow about 30 feet. I did doctor a calf yesterday for hoof rot. Gave him some antibiotics this way. I'm not going to shoot one of these darts right now. Darts are expensive. The antibiotics is really expensive. Put this dart back. I'll save it for when I really need it. It's all right, Si. False alarm. Let's get down there in the flats and check the rest of the cattle. So far, our yearlings and our cow-calf pairs have been doing really good up here in the mountains. Now that the nights are getting cool, we got hot days, cool nights, we're gonna have to be watching for sickness a little more. Things to look for is somebody limping, that'd be hoof rot. Watch their briskets. A cow or calf off by herself, that could mean sickness. Another thing to look for is a calf with droopy ears. That's a sure sign of sickness. One or both ears droop when they're sick. That guy looks healthy. Here's 2 of our young bulls. Here's some yearling heifers. There'll be 2, February and March. They'll have their first calf. This guy right here with the green tag, that's one of our locker beef. I call them locker beef, that's what we call them. They're just yearling steers, same age as these heifers. We usually save 4 or 5 though. We'll take them back. I'll feed them for 2 months. About February, they'll get processed. So we usually put 1, maybe 1 1/4 in our freezer. That'll be for my family, my direct family, me, my wife, my kids, my brother, his kids, and my parents. Then the other 3 or 4, I'll sell to friends and local people that want to buy a quarter, half, or whole beef. These guys come up here in the mountains, eat this really good mountain grass all summer. Then they'll go back home, back on the high plains, and I'll feed them for about 2 months. Feed them grain. Makes really good beef. There's another really fat, nice locker beef steer. If you notice, these locker beef steers are kind of goofballs. This guy's got a lot of white on him, and that other one had those horns. That's why we kept them for locker beef steer. We cut them off our big load lots, which would be all nice, uniform black calves that got sold last fall. So these steers aren't as pretty. They don't really go with the load lots we sold, but they taste just as good. Cattle have all been health checked. Now we're gonna take the cake wagon out. They don't really need the protein from the cake right now. We'll give them a little cake for fun, get them trained so they can come into the corral. It's easier to get them out of here before winter sets in. This is our trip hop range feeder. It's all mechanical, runs off the wheel. Here's our range cake. It's all different kinds of cake. This is sunflower meal cake. It's really good. Cows love it. Lots of fat and lots of protein in this stuff. Let's go cake some cattle. Some of these old cows know the drill. Let's see if we can get some more attention. Exciting, isn't it, Saya? It's gonna be hard to pull them all in today. They're spread all over the place. But they're coming in. Let's give them a little taste. This is a really simple mechanical device. Pull this lever down. That locks on the wheel. Chain driven. Range cake comes out here. It's going a little better than I thought it would. That's how it works. We'll just sit here and wait for a bit. Eat beef, eat beef, it's a pretty good food. Eat beef, eat beef. Each click is 2 pounds of cake. More rain last night. Me and Sire are gonna check the cows one more time and then head out. Head back to the high plains. If you like this video, like and subscribe. Come back later for another adventure.